Hi, this is Bjorn again from Skeino. It's another Tuesday, another blog, another new item, and of course, as you told me, you want to see more little tapes about techniques, so I will show my hands again and holding some yarn and some needle. So enjoy the tapes. So here is my first sample. The subject of our small little knitting lesson is an increase line on a raglan pullover. So you see it's from top down, and I want to show you an easy increase, which one is very symmetric and very easy to knit. I will finish my back row to show you how I'm doing the increase, because that is a part of our pattern, and in several knitting pieces, so like a shawl, top down, where you have an increase line in the center of the shawl from the neck down. And this is a very simple and easy to follow increase, and it's which one you can use also in a sweater or whatever you do. I have another sample for today. It's a Chevron pattern where you use the increase line as well, but also a decrease line. So this is just my little sample here. So I have my special turn. There was the back line. The back row on this sample here is all purl, and the front row is all knit. So as you know already, this is a stockinette pattern, the base pattern. And the little edge I started, it's just a few rows of garter stitch, and here more I'm coming to the center. I will show you how the increase takes place to make 2 stitches out of 1 stitch. And I'm almost there, so I don't have to slow down because you know how to knit. So it's almost coming up. And I have not a marker here because I see what I'm doing, and then I watch just for the center stitch. As you see here, I have 1, 2, 3 stitches out of 1. This is my center stitch, and you knit 1 stitch out of the center stitch, then you make a yarn over and you go in the same stitch and you do another knit stitch. That gives you 3 new stitches, which one you purl in the back row, and therefore you have a 45 degrees increase, which one you need for a raglan line or for a top down shawl. So it's that simple. So out of the center stitch, 1 stitch, or I can show it to you again. We just use this one. So 1 knit, yarn over, and knit again. So you see, then it wraps around the stitch, and it's a different than just to knit from the back and then knit from the front. This is just what I don't like, so let's stick with this one. All right, thank you. This is my second sample. I started a top-down triangle shawl, and the increase line is here and here on the sides, which one will be in a blog at a later time, but I want to talk about the center increases. So you see I have 3 knit stitches here in a ground of, or in the base of garter stitch, and I created a little bubble here to make it a little bit interesting. So let me show you how the increase line works on the shawl. I have a few more stitches to do until I reach the center. This is my last one. And here you see the 3 stitches which one are forming the center line with a bubble. And I just make one by knitting the bar below. So I go to the yarn between the stitches and I make one. Oops, the yarn splits sometimes. There we go. So make one, and then I'm knitting the 3 stitches in the center, and I make one on the other side. The yarn below the stitches, knit one below, make one. It is that simple. And here goes the knitting again. I will use the 3rd needle to show you how the whole thing comes together. I have a spare needle here, so let me put the 3 stitches on this needle. I'm not left-handed, so I have to change. 1, 2, 3, and then you will see how the whole thing comes together. So this is my panel on the left, my panel on the right, and here are the 3 stitches in the middle. And it's just knit one below. It makes a nice open line. It adds a little bit character to your knitting pattern. And I did for, oh, I have a mistake here. This is my 3rd stitch here, and this stitch has to go over on this needle. Sorry. So there we go. These are my 3 stitches in the center. I will stretch it a little bit out. So, and the bubble, so you can make bubbles, you can make, you can do whatever you want in the middle. So it can be adding, can add a little bit interesting character to your knitting. So it's a top-down shawl. So actually it will be like this, and you knit all the way down, and when your yarn is gone, your shawl is ready. And how to increase here and how to design the whole shawl, I will show you next time. Thank you. This is my 3rd swatch I want to share with you, and I'm using the same increase technique here in a chevron pattern. So I have 3 sections, 3 repeats of a chevron pattern. Here is the increase line, and here is the decrease line. I will stretch this out a little bit so you can see it. So here I do the same. This is my stitch here, knitting 3 stitches out of 1. The same system I showed you before. So 2 stitches knit. So now I'm reaching my center stitch here. So you see stitch number 1, number 2, number 3 from 2 rows before. So I increase always on the front row. So knit, yarn over, and knit. That gives me my increase line. And here in my chevron pattern I have 2 stitches in between, and here is my decrease line. So I just knit 2 together. And to mirror them, I have to turn my stitches here, put them back on my needle, and I go backwards in here. So the 2 decrease stitches are facing each other and mirroring it and creating here the decrease line. So here again, my 2 stitches in between, my center stitch, knit, yarn over, knit in the same stitch and move it from the needle. Here are my 3 ready to go. 2 stitches and my decrease. And here I have a few. Oh, I see here's a mistake. It needs to be a purl stitch. So it needs to be repaired or fixed. These are my last 5 stitches for my edge. So this is just a little sample for a chevron pattern where I'm using the same increase line as I showed you before. That will be probably one of my next little tapes in another blog. Thank you.